I've definitely always had an interest in science ever since I was little. My parents have always encouraged it. I've always just been playing in the woods and gardening with my parents, so science has always been a passion of mine.
Scott was a very ambitious young child. He used to want to do things constantly. So we would go to the MSU Museum. We would always be doing something interesting or exploring. He was an active child.
So if he wasn't sure, he'd be happy to go write a book or go online and try to figure out how things work. So I do think that had some influence. But I also think, as Judy said, he had a variety of interests and just really had a thirst for knowledge. And so I think whenever there was an opportunity, he would take it. And I think science provided a lot of opportunities at some key points of his high school career.
I thought that my research could be much more worthwhile if I decided to focus on Alzheimer's disease, because it's a disease that affects so many Americans now. As you went further and further into this topic, then you would start to find a professor who would be willing to take you on into his lab to do this project. So
we have an incident in our family where we have someone that had a propensity for having Alzheimer's, and so he thought that was just a natural thing to do, and so we weren't surprised that he was interested in studying something that had to do with brain functions or something to do with the brain.
I've always thought that my drive and real interest for science would help me get through, and luckily I was accepted in the program, and that's where my research really began.
It's the only type of science program that they have at the school here, which allows them to do really exceptional independent research. And so we were very excited with the prospect of Scott being able to do a study with a university professor.
Mr. Moore encouraged my deep study of the topic, but I emailed Dr. Gaffney at the University of Michigan, and I worked with him and Dr. Showerty primarily for my research. I was lucky enough in that the first professor I emailed agreed to work with me, but some people in the program went through 11 or 12 professors before they agreed to work, but I'm very thankful that Dr. Gaffney agreed to take me under his wing.
We were very nervous about allowing him to go, so far away in the summertime, not because he wasn't very capable of being in a university environment, but only because we were concerned about the drive to Ann Arbor every day. We found a summer sublet for him so that if he got tired at the lab, because some of his hours were not only 8-hour days, but longer than that. And so we allowed him some of the times to, stay in the summer sublet. And we said, please do that if you're tired and don't drive back home.
He was very interested in their careers, what they dedicate their lives to. And so I think any professor would love it when the students are actively and excited about it. And they're continuing his research, which I think is exciting as well.
He kind of just let me work on my project. I try out just science for my own, because in the classroom you're just reading about all of these awesome discoveries being made, and I want to get in on it. I'm not getting paid or anything for my research. I'm not getting any college credit. I'm just doing it purely for my love of science and because I wanted to make all the discoveries that I heard about in science class.